before I get into the specifics on this fine bow, man, this is a beautiful bow. Oh, let me show you while I discuss the first topic of today. You may not have ever thought about it, but you know, we're always trying to seek new ways to improve our health and our vitality. And actually, I've been feeling really good the past couple days. Maybe because my cabbage turned. And what I mean by that is every so often I like to make my own, I guess for lack of better terms, kind of a natural sauerkrauty kind of thing, where I take just plain old cabbage, mix salt with it, kind of, it brinesifies it, you know, the salt takes the water out and then maintain crispiness as it ferments. And it's a wonderful way of getting natural probiotics into your system, fermented foods. And I find it fascinating just from the standpoint of old ways of preservation of food before refrigeration. What did people do? They would pickle stuff. They would ferment stuff. Big in Asia, you know, of kimchi in Korea, and then in China they go so far as, and they've done it in other places too, is actually fermenting fish and pork, which I would love to do. It's a huge investment in time because it takes a long time, and I'm really not too sure in my abilities to actually ferment meat. I'd hate to like accidentally like poison myself, but it's a fascinating thing. I shall, as a little heads up, because I know that you're all really deeply concerned about this, is I'm probably my next batch of cabbage. I always put a lot of garlic and shaved ginger. Handy tip, John's Kitchen, is I keep my ginger root frozen just in the freezer, and then I can take it out and use like one of those little food grinder things to do it. I load my sauerkraut with garlic, hot peppers, chili powder. Did I mention garlic, ginger? And it really amps it up. It's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Gosh, it's great. I'm also going to put some carrot pieces in there. Got some carrots fermenting in the refrigerator too. Okay, this bow. This is an admission. This is a good news, bad news sort of thing. The bad news is I had the original white and black bow, was a shorty, less than 60 inches knock to knock. And for a 26-inch draw, that's pushing it. That's almost half the draw length and length of the bow, knock to knock. Mike, that bow died. I like to torture test these things, and I was drawing it well beyond 26 inches. I was drawing it to approximately half of its length, just because I have to be sure these are good bows before I send them out. It broke when it was drawing way more than 65 pounds overdrawed. And so I did this, a marathon attempt, which was successful, to make a replacement bow, a reliable replacement bow, and this thing worked out well. A handy tip in bow making, I left it on the long side. This is my standard 66-inch, 64-inch knock to knock. This is drawing 48 pounds at 26 inches, and because I knew it would be a little shy of the 50 pounds at 26 inches, what I did is I didn't go to the trouble thus far to do my permanent knocks, and so all I need to do is just bump those in. Let's see, do some calculations. Little more than an inch, and it'll achieve that 50 pounds of draw length at 50 pounds of draw weight at 26 inches. So it'll be zeroed in, dialed in. I did change the design somewhat because I really like the one on the recurve bow better. Let me just park these arrows. Whereas these were a mirror image, and so when it's laying like this, right side up on both sides, I have to admit I wasn't 100% thrilled with, I'll use the white side because it's easier to see, the design work between the handle and the raven's head on that original one that broke. Wasn't thrilled by it. It didn't retouch me deeply in my soul. So I changed that to the one of the recurve bow. Gorgeous. I love it. I'm happy with this bow. It's even went together that first one was fighting me a little bit. This one was just, John, I want to be a bow. And so I shall portrait test this one. Intended for a 26-inch draw length. You will see me draw it to about 30 inches. That's 4 inches beyond what it's intended, which means that it could be shot all day long, day after day at 26 inches and not be overstressed. So let me dart back here to impress you with my ability, and it's so tempting to get like a clear shield and just shoot at the camera. That would be fun, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to dash back here. Dash, dash, dash. Dash, dash. Still in the process of dashing. I'm going to park myself right here. So tempting to aim at the camera. Let me get a couple close ones up here, because I'm having fun. Well, that first one was way off. I must have been drunk. Smooth shooting bow. Very smooth. Let's get another one here. Draw back to 30 inches. Got it. Just so you can see. I'll make sure my hand, there we go. There we go. I could have pulled a fast one. Could have painted it exactly the same as the other one, even though I wasn't thrilled by it. The payment hasn't arrived, so I could have sent this run right out, but I have an issue with not being completely honest in my dealings with people, and so I thought I would do the ultimate design, do different balls, slightly longer, so it will be reliable. And I did draw it at each one well beyond 26, almost to 30. It's a beautiful bow. Proud to send it out. Need to put the leather handle on it, but that's after I put the spar urethane. Thank you for watching, and get to work making bows and making stinky cabbage. I have to hide mine because my wife is not thrilled by the smell of stinky cabbage. That's my second admission.